It's one of the things I want to talk about too. You know what I'm saying? You being around the world. Welcome to We Love Wrestling. If y'all can see this, you know what I'm saying? Whenever y'all come in, whenever y'all do see this, I am with someone in wrestling who every time I see him in the ring, I just get like a sense of well-being over myself. You know, he goes out there, he talks his talk, and then he goes and shows and proves. I haven't talked to him in 2 years, so it's some things we got to touch back on. But we have who a lot of people and who you should call the All Father, Darius Carter.
Look at me, look at me. Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for giving us the time here today. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into it before I even go into why I really have you here. When are you gonna be done with Billy Dixon?
What was that? I didn't hear that.
When are you gonna be done with Billy Dixon?
Listen, Billy's the one that's challenging me.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the one that's challenging me. I did not say, I'm not talking about him. I'm not discussing him. He can't get over it. And if I was him, maybe I'd feel that way too. But look, he's the one who put this career on the line. He's the one who said, listen, this is my last match, June 17th, 2023, Pro Wrestling Vibe. This is my last match, win or lose, I quit match against me. He lost. I made him say I quit. That should have been the end of it.
He
thinks he's Mick Foley. I'm telling you. Just because Mick Foley did it doesn't mean that everybody else can do it. It's terrible. Mick Foley is Mick Foley. He's a legend, a bona fide legend. That word gets overused, but Mick Foley is somebody that has been there, done that twice around. But Billy Dixon sitting here trying to pull a Mick Foley, oh, I'm not retired anymore. What?
Because I sit and I'm like, maybe you're the one who's like helping him out, because why accept the match? Like, has he beat you? I mean,
I'll tell you why. It's business. Why? Because it's a singles match on that stage. It's still GCW. It's still for the culture. It's a singles match. You have to remember, last year I was in a 7-way scramble.
You were.
And I won that scramble.
Yes, you did.
I don't want to wrestle in another scramble if I don't have to. There's nothing wrong with a scramble. All of those people involved in it were very talented. But, you know, Keita Murray, Teriyaki, listen, that's great. But I'm looking for progression. You know, if it's Billy Dixon this year, next year I want a championship match. I'm not looking to do the same thing every year. And for me, it's a match that I know I'm going to win. It's an automatic trip to the pay window. So there's that. For me, there's reason to accept it. There's for him to want this match is he could have challenged anybody, and I'm sure they would have accepted. But to come for me after all I've done to him, but so be it. He beat Willie Mack last year. I thought he was going to ride that high, but he wants to cut it all off. He wants to sever his own momentum. So be it. I'll put him out.
And I mean, he's the one behind the event. So are you going from a 7-man scramble to the main event?
Look, again, it's business. It's business. You know what I mean? The personal between him and I, it's like I've already beaten him. I've already told him and shown him what it was. I've shown the world what it was. His place and my place, our levels are very far apart. It's not maybe in 2020, you know, when this thing first started, because we're talking about 4 years of this feud going on. Yeah. From promotion to promotion, state to state, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Maryland, DC, wherever we're touching, this whole coast seems to have seen Darius Carter and Billy Dixon. I feel like I had put him down. I thought I could have gone my separate way and he go his way, but didn't learn the lesson. Then please come back to return to teacher. and get taught again. If you didn't get it, let me make sure that you do this time around. I respect that he's coming back. I don't have to come back. Go ahead, come back.
I know something that you didn't respect about his comeback is when we was at the ASE Wrestling show, a great show, a show that you actually beat Jonathan Gresham on. We'll talk about that in a second. But when he was in the ring with Darius Lockhart and they was talking about return match, and he was like, I want you to be the return match. You came down that aisle. I won't lie to you. I was sitting on the front row. I was like, Billy Dixon, the return match? I was like, oh, okay. I can see it. And then I looked out the corner of my eye and I saw you coming down with so debonair with the jacket every time and stepping into the ring and had the confused look on your face. Now when we talk about Darius Lockhart, a revolutionary. Hasn't been in the ring in almost a year or so or more.
Coming on about 2 years. It was his last match.
Lockhart, Carter. I mean, I know you think you're gonna win. I don't know. I don't know if I'm coming back into the ring. If I was a wrestler, I would make my return match a Darius Carter.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But people aren't thinking. People are so caught up in him coming back. People are so caught up in the pomp and circumstance of his return. Yay, Darius Lockhart. We're going to get more promos, and we're going to see him wrestle again, and everything's going to go back. See, this is the whole point that I was making. And this is what I said. The first thing I said when I got out there was that we're doing the same thing over and over again. Now we're giving Darius Lockhart the ball again. But 2 years ago and beyond, you gave him the ball and he dropped it. He just disappeared. He quit. We saw him kind of show up on NWA for a second, and then boom, he's gone, like a puff of smoke. And then he comes back with no real explanation. But what he does do is he comes back with a teacher and his student so he could give them a check. That's not explaining where you've been. You just left. You quit on your own volition. The ball was left there. I was never given that opportunity. I was never allowed in the room. The conversation being had about me getting the ball, I've never been allowed in that room. But it's funny because everywhere I go, I'm the top guy. Every promotion that I compete at, I win their heavyweight championship. I win their top title, and I hold it for a long time. And I defend it against the best that promotion has to offer and the best that those promotions can bring in to face me. So I'm a repeated top guy, a proven top act. How is it that I never get to sniff that room despite my success, yet people like Darius Lockhart get to quit, come back, and just return to the same type of reception? Like nothing happened. Billy Dixon comes out there, says I quit. The man literally quit before our eyes. Comes back 2 years later and says, I want a match with Darius Lockhart. And everybody's clapping like this is normal. Everyone's clapping like this is a thing that we do. Like this is acceptable behavior. I'm the checks and balances. That's why I had to come out there and say what I said, because it's true. Two quitters want to wrestle each other on a big profile event in North Carolina. That's my spot. That's my spot. How's that work? Darius Lockhart is lucky to be my opponent. How's that?
Two quitters, though? I mean, he just took a little break. Just a little break.
Listen, what's sad is, though, is although he's lucky to have the match, he's not lucky because, as you've already said, I'm not the one you want to come back and face, especially when you want to promise a victory and you want to come back and show off in front of your family and friends and you want to have a big triumphant day. Yeah, Billy was a better match for you because you can probably beat him. But me? I just beat Jonathan Gresham, and now I'm supposed to come back and lose to you because it's your comeback show? That does not matter to me because it's your comeback match. That is of no concern to me. I have a clear road and a mission to go on. Now Darius Lockhart has to come back and lose in his return match.
And you're undefeated in North Carolina.
Right. Let's talk about that.
I saw a tweet you put up. You said in 2018, I believe, you defended your title you had down there, and then you come back and beat Jonathan Gresham. You go down, you do 3, and you get Darius Lockhart. I mean, talk about some championships that seem to be evading you, or people don't want to give you singles matches for.
Listen, and it's amazing to me how of all the years I've competed and all the wrestling that I've done, and we're talking about really a truly consistent basis, averaging at least once a weekend, over the course of my years. And the fact that there's so many people that I've faced, there's also so many people that I have not. And there's so many people that I feel get safeguarded from me, pushed from me. I mean, I've never wrestled somebody like a Zack Sabre Jr. You would have thought I've wrestled him. I've never wrestled somebody like a Tony Deppen. You would have thought I've wrestled him. You would have thought I've wrestled some of maybe these names that have come on television. I have not. There are a lot of people that I have. There are a lot of people that I have not. So when I get those opportunities to wrestle on a major platform, I'm going to deliver the very best of me. And I'm doing that every time anyway, no matter what. But what Jonathan Gresham got was a serious threat and a real problem in Darius Carter. And that was very eye-opening for people because Jonathan Gresham is one of the most profound technical wrestlers on the planet. And I went out there, hold for hold, maneuver for maneuver, wrestled with him, and I triumphed. It doesn't matter how you say it. Oh, use the tights. So what? That man's wrestled on TV all around the world. He's wrestled people that have hooked his tights before, and I'm sure he's kicked out plenty of times. It was something about the way that I did it. It was something about the way that I pinned him. It was something about the leverage that I applied that left him unable to kick out. I beat that man looking Darius Lockhart in the eyes. So you're going to tell me that Darius Lockhart's going to come back after 2 years, after a layoff, a voluntary layoff, he's going to come back and beat me, who's at the top of my game, the All-Father, wrestling's richest prize, ECWA champion, Warriors of Wrestling world champion, BCW world champion, all over the place, in your face. He's just going to come back and beat me? And then what? What am I just supposed to walk away? Come on now. This is business. Darius is doing the best that he can to run an event, to make it as high profile as he can. That's why he makes sure that I'm on every show, no matter how much smack he wants to talk. Oh, Darius, you're on the show because I put you on the show. I'm on the show because you need me on the show. Don't get confused.
You just named a bunch of championships that you have. This is a question from one of my people. They wanted to know, Warriors of Wrestling. They got a guy coming in pretty soon that used to at the Big Fed. They wanted to know is maybe a run-in gonna happen, a match between you two gonna happen. Mustafa Ali.
I mean, let's talk about it. I think Mustafa Ali. I think Mustafa watches me. I think he's seen some of my stuff. I would love that question to be posed to him. I'd love to see what he's thinking. I believe him. I think he's aware of who I am. He's somebody that likes campaigns and likes declarations, and I like that. That's good. Listen, it's not the same indies that he left, when he was at Freelance. I was watching him at Freelance. I saw that. This isn't the same indies. And I certainly wasn't where I was now, where I wasn't there. I wasn't where I am now, at that time. I wasn't on that point. I wasn't on that precipice. So it will be very interesting if we were to run in. I feel like we will run in. It's already been brought up to me multiple times in multiple ways. Darius and Mustafa. Okay. You're saying it to me, So to me, that seems inevitable. I'm sure a championship will be on the line. He's going to have to deal with a loss. That may not be easy for him. I know that winning is important to him. But when you come to Darius Carter's territory, it doesn't work like that. Somebody better tell him. Just sit him down. Put your hand on his shoulder. Listen, Mustafa.
If you got that, you got that. But that,
listen, Mustafa. Darius Carter, he's that man. You understand?
Hey, bad man. ASE Wrestling, Tri-State area, BCW. I saw a match come up. You've been in matches for the Pan-African Championship. But then a person that you've beaten in New York is now getting a championship one-on-one match at the same event that you're going to face Mr. Lockhart.
Mm-hmm.
And does that, I mean...
You see that?
I just follow the championship, and then, you know, when I see the competitors come up, I look at history, and you have been out here letting people know, hey, I need my shot, you know? And then I see Caprice, and I'm like, did they have a match? And I'm like, yeah, they did. Mr. Carter beat him. And now you got to see this. I mean, what's your thoughts on this whole state of the champion?
My thoughts are parallel to the truth. My thoughts are the truth. It's exactly what you have said and exactly what it is. I beat Caprice Coleman, the BCW championship on the line back in March at the anniversary show. And now here he is getting a Pan-African World Diaspora Championship match. I did not get a singles match against Suge. Suge's been, traveling around doing all the things that Suge has been doing. Fine. Even PWI puts out the list and they say, look, here you go. Caprice Coleman 1, O'Shea Edwards 2, Darius Carter 3. He's wrestling those two people in the same weekend, the 24th and the 25th. The 24th, he has Caprice. The 25th, he has O'Shea. After that, if Suge should beat both of those men, I would be next in line. And then we can end this conversation because there's no way that Suge could ever match me in a one-on-one contest without a Trish Adora or some third party there to ruffle the feathers and change the outcome. Suge pinned her. He didn't pin me. Suge pinned Trish in the triple threat to win that championship. And then I don't get a singles match, but a man that I beat did, Caprice Coleman. What more do I have to say? It's all there. It's all there. It's amazing how Caprice can just be on commentary and then whenever he wants, just get championship matches. But again, this is what the ASE platform is for. At ASE, it's about me and Darius Lockhart right now because he wants to make that challenge. Beating him there is more than enough for me. And now that weekend can get handled. Suge can handle that business. He can handle number 1 and number 2. He can handle Caprice Coleman and O'Shea. After this weekend, though, I'm number 1 contender. There's no dispute about it. No matter who wins. If O'Shea, if Suge loses the first night and then Caprice loses to O'Shea, I'm still next in line. I'm not waiting anymore. I have a culture to save. I mean, you need me. Yeah, you're out here drowning. This is not good. The culture is not looking good right now. The culture is not. That's why you're laughing. The culture is looking really bad. And if you don't have me to come save it soon, you're gonna suffer again. 1,000 years of suffering for one day of sunlight. It's like why put yourself through that over and over again?
When you say the culture is bad, I mean, could you could you
expound on that? Why are you laughing then? All right then.
Because I literally
come on.
I had a conversation with somebody probably 2 days ago. It was a few of us, and yeah, it's in a spot right now. And so I don't. The culture is in quicksand, kicking and screaming.
And this is because you make a series of repeatedly bad decisions over and over again, accepting the common denominator, accepting L's, taking losses, willingly taking losses for hopes of a better day. We are what everybody wants to be. Everybody wants to be a part of the culture, and we bow down. We acquiesce whenever somebody wants something or needs something. We surrender our leaders. Our leaders surrender. It's weakness. Every weakness is all around, and I'm here to be that man. It's not about you liking me. I don't want you to like me. I don't care about you liking me. I have a job to do, and that's to elevate us, elevate this to the next level. Because when that happens, I go to the next level. It's all about that. It's all business, and it's all about prosperity. Me at the top of the culture means you have a leader. You have somebody who will put it on his back, somebody who will not be a turncoat, somebody who will not surrender himself for a smaller seat at the table, somebody who will not just accept what is given and be happy to be there. Suge, happy to be there. Pineapple Pete, happy to be there. And now he's our Pan-African World Diaspora Wrestling Champion. That's what you're supposed to tell me. Come on, Pineapple Pete. You could never call me Pineapple Pete. You call me Darius Carter, Mr. Darius Carter with the prefix. Recognize who I am. I built this. Made myself a top contender. Nobody did it for me. You think Fight Club did it for me? Fight Club was worrying about Trish Adora. They weren't worrying about me. I came in and made myself the guy. Come on, talk about it. Nobody did it for me. Darius Lockhart put me on. He didn't put me on. You gave me a match that I should have had years ago somewhere else. Some promoter should have booked Darius Carter versus Jonathan Gresham. It's not a hard idea. Congratulations, Darius Lockhart. And now you coming back and you're going to wrestle me after I just beat that man. Now you think your arrogance, your bravado, you always been a cocky dude, and now you want to come over here beating me. Come on, man. Slap you to reality.
So I'm in the Midwest, and I think I may have seen you scheduled or set to wrestle in the Midwest one or two times. I've had this conversation with some people, and I tell them, outside a certain area, it's like people either don't know about Darius Carter or afraid to bring him in. Do you feel that same way?
That they don't know about Darius Carter?
I mean, they may know about you, but it's like we don't where I'm at. I know I may only get to see you maybe one time this year.
Right.
Motors and everything. And it's like they're not bringing you in, but every time I see you at any promotion, because I've seen you in New York, I've seen you in North Carolina, seen you in Tampa, you're undeniable. So I don't know, what's the disconnect with getting you to the Midwest or seeing you more on the West Coast? Are people just
probably money? It's probably money from people are probably afraid of what I would cost. It could be some backdoor politics. Who knows? I haven't even. You would think that I've been reached out to. You would think that there's been a lot of communication, and a lot is definitely not what I would use to describe the level of communication I've had. And I'm also not somebody that keeps knocking on a door, because I don't like to ever be somewhere that's not welcome. I don't like to be in an area where it's like that, or there's that type of energy. Not that there is, but you know who I am. I feel like I'm extremely accessible. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. It's not difficult to if you have a serious business inquiry. So again, it could be that. It could be money. It could be people just wondering, wow, this guy's probably going to cost a lot of money to bring him out here. We can just use one of our guys for that thing we'd use him for. I mean, I which is absolutely tragic. I'm just, again, looking from the outside in, trying to perceive how that would be, because I get asked that question multiple times. And of course, to ask me that question when I'm the one in the position is, what kind of answer do you expect? But it also makes you think. And that's what I ruminate on. I say that's got to be at least part of it. I know because some of the conversations I've had in getting out to certain places has been about money. So it's like, what are you going to do? Unfortunately, traveling, it can be costly. Unfortunately, getting out there doesn't always financially pay off. And that's the truth of it. When you're getting paid more to stay in your area, when you're getting, paid more to travel, okay, now you hit Delaware, Maryland, stuff like that, 3, 4, 5 states out. It's kind of like a conquest that I'm getting slowly doing. It's like spreading out, getting more and more places in that area. So it's like, all right, so now I'm hitting Maryland more, I'm hitting Delaware more, I'm hitting Connecticut more. The scale continues to grow out instead of maybe ping-ponging at a bunch of different places, because a lot of the places will probably want to bring me back because I do a lot of it is multiple time building something, building a story, whatever you want to say it is, so it's hard to one-off me because you can get multiple uses out of me and it costs money. So that's what I would imagine that it is. Like I said, from some of the conversations I've had, I know that's at least part of it. I'm not saying that that's all of it, but it's definitely a percentage of it. So what are you going to do?
Let's talk about money percentages since you just brought that up. Sponsored an event with Battle Club Pro about 2 years ago. I thought it was just going to be the full match, but it ended up my name was put on Savannah Evans, and then Black Wrestling got Darius Carter. And then the way you treated Savannah Evans in this match, I mean, I expect nothing less of you. But, sir, my sponsored athlete that they put my name on, you had to do it like that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
It just hurt.
With the PWX Pure Championship on the line, all those eyes watching, yeah. I had a statement to make. Yeah. I had to say something. And words weren't going to get the results that I needed. No. I had to say something, and I had to say it loudly, and I sure did that. That woman has not been beaten like that before or since. She's in TNA, doing great things. There's nobody in that roster, in that locker room, that is beating her the way that I did. I pummeled that woman pillar to post. Pillar to post.
I watched the match.
We're talking about it right now. Effie talking about it too. Effie was about to be in tears watching me beat this woman halfway to death.
I won't lie to you. When I was watching, I was like, oh, not like this.
Yes, like this. Absolutely like this. Every time like this. Every single time like this. I don't understand what people expect from me. I'm doing what I'm built to do, what I was created and molded to do. I was meant to be this person. That's why I'm the All-Father. I was meant to be the man, the guy. Because it's my love for this, my passion for this, my attention to detail, my intelligence, my skill, whatever you want to sum it up to or wrap behind it, whatever you want to say it is, I am him. I am that person. I am him before people were calling themselves him or before it was cool to say it was him. I was just him. I just existed as that person. And now it's tapped into, it's known, it's clear, and now everybody wants to fight me. Now everybody wants a match with Darius Carter. Darius Lockhart, Billy Dixon. They all come knocking, but won't knock me down.
Won't knock
on,
you.
Stop it.
Well, I didn't get to ask you about this, and I mean, just on Twitter, and sometimes you may not feel appreciated, but then X-Fox come out and mentions you on Twitter, and that was a big thing for me to see, and a lot of other people to see. Like, yo, they actually. They know who he is. What's the deal? And he even asked him, what's the deal? It's a lot of wrestlers that put you over, but sometimes you don't see it. But then when you see someone of his caliber put you over, what does that mean to you?
I mean, it's a beautiful thing to know that you're being seen, right? The dark part of it, or the opposite side of the coin is that you don't know who's seeing you and who's watching you and how often they're watching you. There are people out there that could be watching everything that I'm posting because I see the engagements. Whether there's likes or retweets, I see the engagements. I see how many times people are clicking things and viewing things. I just posted before about people watching. I posted the Royal Sweep, my finish, and I said, this is the finish on the scene today. And the next thing you know, this thing has over 1.3 hours of play. It's a GIF. Just people sitting there watching it over and over and over again. I mean, I'm counting the numbers. I'm seeing what's going on. So people are watching me. People are studying. That's why I said Mustafa definitely has watched me. Definitely has seen me. There's no way he hasn't. A lot of people are influenced. I'm an influential person. I say a lot of things, and I've said things before it was cool to say them. I said them before it was recognizable. People didn't even fully understand what I was saying, but they got some of the message behind it, but they might not have fully understood how far ahead I was talking. Fast forward 4, 5, 6 years later, and now the things are happening that I said was going to happen. And it's happening again. It's future teller. And you can tell that when you have a great eye of the present, you can see what's going on in the future. You can tell what's going to come. When you really focus and put your attention and your ear to the ground, as I do, your ear to the ground and your eyes to the sky, and you see what's going on, I'm always surveying the scene. And that's how I was able to tell it. And that's how you see all these people that are coming out and saying things that I was saying 5 years ago. And it's like, all right, well, listen, I love it. I'm glad that my message is catching on. But, that's the credit you don't always get. You know what I mean? People aren't saying there, hey, shout out Darius Carter. It's okay. It's because real ones know. The people that have been paying attention know, man, Carter's been saying that. Carter's been on that wave. People are catching on now. And then that brings people back to me. So it is what it is. That's business. That's business.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to ask this question. Okay. Earl, you said they looking for all these leaders of the culture, and you that one leader that'll never change. Are there any other people that you acknowledge who are leaders of the culture?
And are there other people that I acknowledge in what sense for the culture? What's the question there?
Being like a leader for the culture and pushing the culture to new heights.
Oh no, there's absolutely nobody else that could do it. No. There's absolutely nobody else that could do it. If there was, then they would have done it. And if there was, we would have seen them. See, what's crazy is what's wild about all this is that people know that I'm the guy. People deep down know that I'm the guy, but they run from it. They steer away from it because I'm not the person that they want. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't do the things they want them to do, or I don't talk the way they want them to talk. I don't acquiesce the way that they would like me to. I'm not somebody who you could put your hand in my back and puppeteer me. Maybe that's why there's a lot of that. I don't say yes to things that need to be said no to. So it's very easy to see how I could be perceived that way. But I'm also very logical, very easy to work with in terms of building a business and doing something better and creating something and making things make sense. And I think there's a lot of people that, again, in this culture, they're just willing to take a top spot and they don't really care about anybody else as long as they can get it, and they'll surrender whatever they have to surrender for that moment, and we've done enough of that. There's been enough of the culture just kind of coasting by, accepting leadership. I mean, Trish Adora, and now we're going to Suge D, and it's like, and with all respect to Suge D and what he's accomplished, but we need to be making the moves that are really going to put us on the pedestal. For the culture, okay, but what matches are we going to be talking about? Well, Darius Carter is the first match that you hear announced for the culture. Why is that? Let's also talk about that. I'm somebody that people are paying to come see. I am somebody that people are invested in watching and interested in seeing. I am bringing business with me because I look at this as a business. I look at it as a place of growth every single opportunity, every single time. That's why, again, I wanted to go from a scramble match to a singles match. If that's against Billy Dixon, if that means accepting a match against him and eradicating him in front of his fan base, so be it. So be it. That's what I have to do. Why would I not do that? There's nobody else that can take that position as leader. If they could, they would have done it. We would have seen it done already. It's not happening because everyone's afraid. Everyone's afraid to be the person. Nobody wants to carry the burden. Nobody wants to be the go-to guy. I'll be the go-to guy. This is my third interview this week promoting ASE, promoting the ECWA Super tournament coming up. I'm out here doing interview. This is what I do. Everybody else, oh, man, I'm tired. Oh, man. Can we do it another day? Man, I'm shooting these things out here because I want to see the growth of these brands.
Another ECWA tournament win coming up?
The 23rd. March 23rd.
You're the champion also, aren't you?
ECWA champion. Going into the tournament and defending that championship in the tournament, something nobody else has ever done before.
So each round, each match you have until the finals, the championship's going to be on the line, or it's the winner of the tournament?
It.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
I see. Making moves, that's the best way. I'm hit. Did you say February 23rd?
That's March 23rd.
Okay, I was going to say you going from there to ASE. Look at you working. But you are working a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's still happening. These are some big ones. This first quarter alone, we're talking about some big ones because I'm going from ASE to Fight Club because the 25th I'm facing Jordan Blade for the first time in Maryland.
I saw that.
And that's going to be with Eel O'Neill as a special guest referee. So we have a little something to talk about because he really helped me not win the championship in that triple threat. He came out there with his wild card, Cat Money in the Bank. Just unbelievable. Goes to cash it in. He fails. I don't know what he's doing out there. Eel's impressionable. So somebody probably told him to do it. And then he did it. Someone in the back. He probably was itching and somebody was like, yeah, go do it now. He's like, all right.
He's the special ref, but Jordan Blade is also his tag team partner. I mean, but you and him got history also. So how does that?
Best Business Bureau. It's the best business bureau. Sure, we don't get discussed as much because promotions are absolutely horrified of us. I mean, we are that stable. I mean, the talent in that stable.
That's a hell of a stable too.
The Best Business Bureau is the collection of some of the most talented individuals on the face of the independent wrestling scene. Myself, Jordan Blade, Eel O'Neill, Killian McMurphy with Big Dust, right? Come on. Yeah, Shay McCoy in there too. You know, had to give them the boot, but look.
If they gotta go, they gotta go.
The Best Business Bureau. Look, just those names alone. We are some talented individuals. So they know where the ladder falls because they're best friends. But ultimately, I'm Darius Carter. They know that the way that I need it to go is the way that it's going to go ultimately. And that way isn't just beneficial to me. It is beneficial to them. Eel, I know how to help Eel with that wild card better than he knows how to help himself. And that's worth thinking about for him. I'm not worth having as an enemy when you are trying to cash in this thing and win a heavyweight title. You want to be Pan-African World Diaspora Champion? You might want to be more on my side when it comes to that title than be against me. And Eel knows that. And Jordan knows what to do. It's going to be good. Jordan's going to know what to do. That's all I have to say.
Talking about championships, I mean, I might as well ask you about this one too. Yeah, I mean, the Chocolate City Championships right there. You ever thought about, maybe collecting that to your mantle?
Say that second part one more time.
You ever thought about putting that on your mantle as another championship, another trophy?
Which title?
The Chocolate City Championship. I mean, it's right there also.
Here's the thing. The Pan-African World Diaspora Wrestling Championship has been something that has eluded me. It really is one championship that has eluded me. Most, if not any title I ever go for, I win. It is true.
That's fine.
It really is true. I was the first Paris is Bumping Grand Prize champion. Billy Dixon's promotion, I was the guy, I was the first person. And that I Quit match, that was my last defense of that trophy. The history is all there. That's why it's amazing how we try to pretend like it didn't happen, because it's all there. So, of course, I'd want to add something, another championship to my mantle. I'm not saying I don't have have some type of respect, or I don't recognize the value of the Chocolate City Championship, but winning that championship would not fulfill me the way that winning the Pan-African World Diaspora Wrestling Championship would. That's the title I need, because it has eluded me, and that adds the interest. It is the token, it is the tool, because it's all over the PWI. It is a PWI recognized world championship, so that would be the first PWI recognized world title that I'd win. I mean, although I'm holding championships that are world title by name in terms of being defended across state lines, or country lines, I should say, PWI recognizes the Pan-African World Diaspora Wrestling Championship. And that's what I want. I want that legitimacy. I want to go from top 144 to the top 100. I want to be the top 100 and not have ever had a contract offered, never signed a contract, never been on syndicated TV, never been on the WWE, TNA, or AEW. I've done, TV projects, but I have not wrestled on that. So to be top 100 in the world, despite that, is unprecedented. Next level. Who else has been that? I'm on the same list. I'm 144 on the same list as Roman Reigns. I mean, we're not talking about 144 in the region, 144 of men. We're talking 144 in the world.
Truthfully, I mean, we want to get truthful with it. I believe you already top 100, but I don't have nothing to do with that list. But that's neither here or there. But that's how I feel.
So I have heard, and I appreciate that. I mean, like I said, I'm repeating the number that they gave me. I'm not saying
you're right. You're right. They can give you a number, but that ain't the number that we hold them at. We hold them much higher.
I'm easy to work with.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm good business. I'm good for business. If that's the number that you give me, that's the number I'm going to promote. That's the number I'm going to put out there. I'm going to make that number bigger than any number you've ever seen. 144, kick in the door, wave in 144. Like I have no problems. No problems with that. But
there was a list that came out. I remember 2 years ago, I just showed you. I said, hey, we did this after the 50 thing. Here go your post and everything. Just wanted to show you to you. The next year, you jumped to number 15 on the list. The BRP 50. And it was like, oh, that effect is coming. People are paying attention. I expect top 10. Because I know what you probably this first half of the year going up to Mania, around Mania we start to lock in, but I already know what you're doing and what you're gonna do. Now we'll save that till it actually happens. I don't want to put nothing out there, but
we just talking the truth.
In my eyes, top 10. Okay, already this year. So I mean, we'll see how that list comes out when we get to June. I don't know. I'm letting them know that BRP, when we see this, he top 10 in my eyes already.
That's respect and that's acknowledgement, and that's the game. That's the reality of it. BW 500 got it right and said top 10. They had me as 10. So look, I'm not here to be loved or cherished or anything like that, but I am here to be revered. I am here to go down in the history books. I am here to be known. I care more about my name in the history book than what you think of me. I could care less what people's opinions are. And the problem is too many times when you are doing these ranking systems, you putting in how you feel. You're adding an emotional stake to a numerical ranking. That's not how that works. If you like somebody and they're not doing as well as this other guy, you don't rank them more than the other guy. It's just not how that works. So there's a lot of those invalid sort of ranking systems. That's why I appreciate the PWI, because the PWI is, going in and they're basing this off of a valid criteria. They're basing it off of influence. They're basing it off of technical skill. They're basing it off of championships won. Those are the years that I'm having. And it's worth being noted. When I'm wrestling people like Alex Shelley and Alex Kane and Anthony Green and Akira, and I'm beating these people, you need to see that. When I'm beating George South, you need to recognize Ichiban, check. And then he goes and he wrestles Rocky Romero the next day on MLW for the middleweight championship. I mean, this is let's not be foolish to it. Let's not be blind to what's in front of our eyes. And that's my thing. And that's the thing. Truth, the thing about truth is that truth is consistent. Truth is unwavering.
Yeah.
So while all things around you fall down, the truth will still remain. And that's why I'm where I am now, is because I've been the same Darius Carter. I've been who I am, but other people have fallen out of the picture, maybe because of speaking out, maybe because of injuries, maybe because they've withdrawn like Darius Lockhart did. People just kind of pull themselves for whatever reason. And then Darius Carter is still standing there to be that man. I'm that man consistently. When you think top antagonist in the area, I'm the one you think of. Now, people may want to skip and say, oh, you know what, not Carter. Let's go to someone else because you're scared. But I'm the first one you think of. I occupy that space. I am that man. Made myself that way. Against the grain. Didn't want to help me. They wanted me to drown. I don't drown. I swim better than them.
You talked about rankings. I don't know why this just popped in my head, but you sent out a tweet, and this not even about wrestling some time ago. And I was totally on board with the tweet that you sent out. You said Midnight Suns is better than Spider-Man 2 if they really want to have a conversation about it.
Yep.
Why do you feel that way? I mean, I prefer Midnight Suns to any other game right now, but why do you feel that?
Listen, to me, that is the best Marvel experience that I've had in a long time, because it's in depth. It's one of them games too. You could tell that you don't have to play it that in depth. If you just want to go through the main thing, you can go through the main thing. You don't have to go through any of the side stuff. Me, I've done all the side stuff to the point where I'm leveled so high that I needed to go back and do the main stuff because I was just having conversations with just everybody and all these characters you're learning about and find out, like, there's so many comic references. That game is deep beyond deep. And I think the advertisement was just so poor for it. I hadn't hardly seen a commercial for it. You hardly seen anybody. You don't even hear anyone talk about the game. It's not that people say it's bad or good. You don't hear discussion about it. So I don't think people are playing it. But that game, like the XCOM combat, the strategy, that game, listen, that game is on point for me. There's days where you just want to go and do the combat, and there's other days where you want to roam around and find that game is tight. It's just a shame people don't know about it. But that's, to me, is one of them it's more fulfilling. Spider-Man 2 was great, but once you beat it, like, I do all the side quests as I play it.
Right.
So I'm always side quests. Again, a lot of times I'll do side quests before the main story. I'll do the main story last. So Spider-Man 2, I did all that stuff. So by the time the game was over with, there's nothing for me to really do. I've beaten it all. And then you can go back and do a little something. Midnight Suns, like I said, I have to play the main story because I get so caught in the side stuff. So that, to me, is a better game. It's just the way that it is. That's the best Marvel experience I've had. I mean, I played Avengers 2, and I was hoping that would work out, but that loot system and that, which destroys games, it destroyed Battlefront 2, which is, I love Star Wars and Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'll still go back and play it every now and again. There's still people playing it, thankfully, but the loot-based system is a game killer. Trying to make people spend money over and over again on a game that you already spent your whatever money on. It's like I got to keep buying outfits and spending real money on it. Like at that point, just get a new game.
True.
You know?
I think it's that Midnight Suns, and then DC had a game that I like, not the new Suicide Squad.
I haven't played it yet. I'm looking at videos on it. I see it. It looks enjoyable. It looks fun. Like I said, I think that game. It's hard to make a judgment because, like I said, I haven't played it. So I just know a lot of the development history of it. You know, because I did look out for that. So I know that wasn't really in their favor. They've been making that game for like almost 10 years. I mean, almost a decade they've been trying to make that game.
Yeah.
So the problem is when you spend almost a decade making a game and then it comes out and it doesn't feel entirely complete to people, that's when you know that you made a decision. You must have stayed the course too long. You should have shifted. But maybe you couldn't have shifted because you put too much time into it already. It's hard to tell with game development because I'm not in the room. So you don't want to be that person. It's not easy to develop games, especially over a long period of time like that. So I don't know. But all I know is Midnight Suns is a game that people, if you're a Marvel fan, if you Spider-Man, Wolverine,
yeah.
Doctor Strange, Magic, Nico Minoru. I don't know. That game is tight. It's just so much going on.
And the analogy he just used, the 10 years DC stick on for him too long, then it comes out and it doesn't really. Some of your favorite indie wrestlers are like that. And we need to quit playing. And everybody need to acknowledge like the real people that's out here. Because, I mean, the people who I see who are fans of Mr. Darius Carter are people that I'm like, they get it. And like, if you follow him on Twitter, some of the things he tweets related to wrestling, outside of wrestling, I'll be like, he gets it. Like, he sees the little things. Like, that's what pops me when I'm at shows. It's like the little things that people do that's like, that right there, that continues something. You ain't even pay attention to that. But I myself, before we get out of there, just want to say I appreciate everything that you're doing in the ring. I hold you in high regard. I know a lot of other people hold you in high regard. And I just want to continue to see you do what you do and have success out here the way that you're having success, no matter what people are saying, how you get the success. This game's about winning. When I see Mr. Darius Carter, I know he's going to be winning. And that's all that matters to me.
And again, that's respect. And that's what the game is. It's all about getting the W. The W pays more. It keeps you in better health, keeps you in better condition, keeps you in better spirits. I absolutely win more than I lose. It's not even close. I really am one of the most winningest wrestlers in independent wrestling history. It's actually crazy. I remember Battle Club used to put out the percentages every now and again, but they're very, very high. They were in the 90s before, 90% of winning my matches. It's a commitment to wanting to be better. It's a commitment to wanting to be the guy. It's being reliable, being the go-to person, being a call away. That's the person that I am for all these promoters, for all these places. They know that they need, whenever they need, I'll get it done. They can have me main event. They can have me first. They can have me first half main event. They can have me open the second half. Whatever you need me to do, I will get it done. And I will get the reactions that I need. I will have the match that is required. It's all about business. It's all about business. And ultimately, I see myself as the person. I see myself as that. Why not me? Why is Darius Carter not that person? I'll tell you why. It's because he hasn't gotten those opportunities. Because when he gets those chances, when he gets those singles matches, when he gets those technical matches, those showcase matches, any type of match that you put him in on a big stage, I deliver in spades. And people see that, man. I'm out here doing it, man. And it's not me. It's not an arrogance. It's a commitment. It's a confidence. It's a confidence to the results that I've created. You know, I'm out here doing this. I'm out here winning these championships. I've spent more time in my career with it as a champion than not. I actually cannot remember the last time I was not holding a title somewhere. I mean, if it wasn't Warriors, it's Pro Wrestling Magic. If it's not Pro Wrestling Magic, it's Catalyst Wrestling. If it's not Catalyst Wrestling, it's BCW. If it's not BCW, it's anywhere. It's
And you beat O'Shea at Catalyst Wrestling.
Catalyst. Catalyst was on. Catalyst was. I was approaching 500 days. 480 plus days as Catalyst Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and there again, those are the places where I beat Alex Shelley, Alex Kane, Anthony Green, Akira, Josh the Goods Woods, JD Drake. And those matches are online. You can find them. People see them.
Mr. Darius Carter versus. Just type that in and just have a day.
Just scroll.
Just have
scroll. Scroll to your heart's content.
Click on it. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna do it. ASE Wrestling next week on Saturday. I got another front row ticket. I'm gonna find something in this video to put up to give away this front row ticket that I got, because I got two of them. And unfortunately somebody can't go. But we're gonna give out this ticket so you could be there to actually watch, because I mean, a lot of people holding this match with the Darius Squared feud in high regard. I mean, if he, I don't even want to say it like this. If he didn't go on hiatus, this is a match that I wanted to see, because it's two people. Mr. Lockhart, he did get over in NWA. Darius Carter is someone who, if there's anybody in the wrestling game right now that's fit to represent NWA the way that they try to present themselves. But I think they have to be scared.
Have to be.
Because if I'm in the NWA front office and I see him out here, oh, this reminds me of how our champions used to walk around in the 70s and 80s. This is the prototype right here. And we have them, nobody's using them. And they dropped the ball. He had a match with Kobe Carino. He had him. It was a match. I think he should have won that match, but however they did.
Right. I thought I should have won it too. Imagine how I feel. I thought I should have won it too. I'm glad that we're in agreement.
Because I was like, ain't no way. But yes, Mr. Darius Carter right over here. If you don't know about him, you under a rock, so you got to know about him. Just watch some more matches. ASEWrestling.com. You can start buying the event if you're not going to be there right now. It's $15, unlimited replays. We got the first one. We watched that Gresham match as a family online. It was about 8 of us because everybody was talking about it. We watched the full event, but that Gresham and Mr. Carter match, we had to watch that one again because technical.
Hey, let's talk about it. They said top 5 moments of ASE. And then tell me how I was in both times I showed up on the show. One segment, one match. And they both ended up being the top moments of the show. I don't put these videos together. I'm not the one who does this. I'm not the one who ranks these moments and says who's best and who's not. So you can't look at me. They say it. ASE is telling you that I had the best moment of the last show. And I share a locker room with Aja Khan, and you're going to tell me that I had the best moment that night? So be it. So maybe when you say that I'm lucky to be on your show, maybe you should say, wow, Darius, I'm lucky to have you on my show. That was crazy. He was talking crazy that day. Darius, you know what I mean? Some people, they get that return mojo, and they just start, they're like, all right, I'm back to cutting wrestling promos. I got to sound hot. Let me say something spicy. And that's what he did. He tried to be cute. That was crazy. I had to address him the way that I did. I had to strangle him with my vernacular. That's what I had to do. I had to use my words and wrap them around his neck because he was crazy to go out there and say that.
And then he's been cutting promos after the event.
Yeah, now they're talking about him. What? They're talking about me because of your show? They were talking about me well before your show, my friend. They've been talking about me for the past several years. You noticed that. You saw that and took advantage of that and put me in the match against Jonathan Gresham. You didn't just find anybody. You nuts. Get out of here, man. That was crazy. He was out of his mind. He was out of his mind. What, are you going to wrestle? That's what I'm saying, Darius Lockhart. What was he going to do it? Oh, look. First, ASE showed Darius Lockhart versus, because he knows that would look crazy. He knows that would look funny. So he was like, oh, well, I need someone to wrestle him. So it was me. Stop it. And then I won. Stop it. I'm the man. Come on, man. I'm that guy. I look the part. I talk the part. I walk the part. I work the part. Everything that is needed, I fulfill. I check the boxes. I'm just a horrifying prospect for people that don't think that they could put their hand up my back and puppeteer me. If I can't manipulate him, I don't know if I can work with that.
I hope everybody who's been watching or whenever you watch this has enjoyed this as much as I have. Because whenever you get to sit down and just have some time with Mr. Darius Carter, you all better take advantage of it. Top 100 in my eye. Top 10, I mean, if we're being for real, because what he's doing out here, it should be seen more. Major without a major deal. If there's anybody who, I mean, there was some, but he's major without a major deal. I almost went off on a rant, but we talked about it earlier. They signed with the company, and then we don't know what happens. But Mr. Darius Carter is major without a major deal, and he stands on his business. And we love to see it. Can't wait to the 24th. I got ideas of what might happen in the match. Then I got ideas of what should happen in the match. Then I got ideas of how you push the match forward. But overall, at the end of the day, I just think it'll be I just think it's crazy to put Darius Carter at your return match. We're gonna talk to Mr. Lockhart about that too. But Mr. Carter, thank you again. Thank you for giving us the time to be on here. Before we go, can you give the people your social media so they can see, because you put this video up with you through this, like it looked like a reclining chair at this dude in a gym. And he just fell out. I don't know where that clip came from, but that clip got a lot of play time in this household. You threw that chair. I said, wait a minute. Oh shit.
That was the match with Smiley, yeah. The Pro Wrestling Magic. Yeah, I threw the garbage can. Yeah. There's this girl that comes to the shows, Melissa, and he took her wheelchair and was jamming me with it in the back of my leg. And I'm like, this guy. Like, all right. And I see this garbage bin. Again, my mind is I'm very perceptive. I'm watching, I'm looking around. I see this garbage bin. I said, this is what's going to happen today. I picked it up. I turned it, and I waited till he turned around at the right moment, and I launched that thing. Launched it. And it was beautiful because he turned around right at the moment. It was like a movie. He turned around, and I was like, yes, sir. It was music. It was like listening to music. It was like Common with Music Soul Child. Just like music.
The greatest clip. Hilarious.
I was like, ha ha. It was boo. Listen. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. That's a real degenerate, Smiley. What an absolute stranglehold he has on Pro Wrestling Magic, which isn't doing anything for anybody. You know, Alex Ryman's the heavyweight champion, so the focus is supposed to be on him. And Smiley is just this general manager that I put in power. I shouldn't have put him in power. I don't regret it because I did the right thing at the time, but he's just somebody that can't be trusted. And now he's out here ruining the promotion. So, you know, I got to deal with that. So that's why I have to launch garbage bins at his head. You know, same way I have to take Billy Dixon and dog walk him in front of his own friends and family again. Same way that I have to slap taste out of Darius Lockhart's mouth. I have to adjust his bicuspids. That's what I have to do. People talking about me crazy. I can't have it. I can't have it. Billy thinks he's Cody. Finish the story. If he's Cody, I'm Roman. Stop.
I saw that. Finished it. Like, I thought the story was finished, Billy. You said I quit.
Story been finished. You finished the story when you quit. Story's over. It's over. The story is done. Come on, man.
Maybe we talked to Billy, but I don't understand it. Like, I got to ask what's the obsession.
I do, man. I do. Listen, I do. Like, I get it in a sense that he's been beaten. He's been humiliated. I really made him quit because he already said he was going to be done that day. And then I made him say I quit. So his last match of grand magnitude was him saying I quit. I know he's done some other stuff since then, but nothing's going to top that moment. So I don't know why he's going on. I don't know why he stops at the gas station and fills up the tank every day when the car doesn't need to be driving anymore. It's okay. Leave it in the garage. Retire it. Let it be a vintage car. I don't understand it. But like I said, it's a position play for me. It's a position play. It's a singles match at GCW. It's Fight TV, streaming live. If that's what you want, that's what you get. I will dog walk him. Front and back. I'll drag him like the ancestors. It is what it is. So it is.
Y'all that don't know before we get out of here, or put yourself over, moment. He's gonna let you know social media ways you can support him if you just want to follow this journey that you should have already been following. Mr. Darius Carter, can you put yourself over?
If you're looking for DC, and of course you're looking for DC, that's why you're here to begin with, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, /Mr. Darius Carter, MR Darius Carter, as you see below. I'm very kind in spelling it out for you properly. You even have Darius Prime in parentheses to remind you that I am the one, the original Darius, the most Darius of all Dariuses, the most prominent of us, the leader of us, the one who won't take the ball and drop it and then disappear for 2 years and then come back and say, hey, I'm going to pick up the ball again. Here's a check for you, teacher. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Why did I do what I did? Teacher's pointing his finger at me. Sit down. You didn't even pay for a ticket. Sit down and watch the show. And you're pointing your finger at Darius Carter. I should have ripped his finger off and thrown it at that kid right in his eye. That's what I should have done. But I'm a nice guy, and all I did was give him a gentle love tap to the chest that just so happened to send him careening over a steel chair and fall into his back. That's not my fault that he lost his balance. I was giving him a shove to check himself. Here you are, sir. You were in my space. He fell over, not my problem. He took his student with him, not my problem. Got to do better. Teach better. Do better. Gave that man a check. Darius Lockhart. We're supposed to forget the fact that you quit giving checks out to people. Give me that check for all the work I did that night. It's not much, but I'll take it.
Oh, man. Hey, one thing you can say, Mr. Darius Carter speaks his mind. No matter what, ain't no holding back nothing here. He ain't going to be holding back either because it's got to happen.
It's so old. Come on, man.
It's got to happen.
Leave his face print in the mat. You're going to see his face. You're going to see it down there. We're going to take pictures. I was going to be like the Hollywood star, and this will be Darius Lockhart's face. And it's going to be me pointing at it. That's the thing now. Watch.
We are clipping.
No more disrespect.
I will be at ASE Live, and if he does want the post, I'm taking the picture, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, this man ain't never lied to me." I'm letting you know right now, so expect to have the picture taken. But what else can I say? ASEWrestling.com. Make sure you're on that Fight Club in Maryland the next day. For those in that area, make sure you go out and support that. It's gonna be a banger. Then after that, if we don't see Mr. Darius Carter with a Pan-African World Dysphoria Championship match, don't even tell me about more matches.
After this weekend, I'm number one contender. I don't care what anybody says. That's it. It's over. We went through Caprice, who I already beat. We went through O'Shea Edwards. Next, we're done. Caprice is not trying to be on a wrestling list anyway. He is a commentator. He is a visitor on a wrestling guest list. Why is he ranking on lists?
Why is Caprice getting the shot? Because
it's that because he's in that spot, because Caprice is in that spot. Caprice is in that established spot where he can come into a promotion and get a random title shot just based off of merit and name value. He's absolutely established enough to be that person. But the crazy thought is, what happens if he wins the title? Now he's got to stick around. And I don't know if Caprice is somebody that's going to be able to make every single date. And even if he is he the best option? Not when I'm around. That's why I beat him. If he was the best option, he would have beat me that day. If he was the better option to be BCW World Heavyweight Champion, he would have beat me that day. He did not beat me that day, sir. Royal Sweep, 1, 2, 3. Back to the booth. Why? Because I'm that man. And he's not. So go ahead and do that with Suge D. Okay. Whoever wins that faces O'Shea. Whoever wins that will be dealing with me. That's it.
Can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you guys. Again, Mr. Darius Carter. Follow him on all socials. Make sure if you see his name on the card in your area, get there. I'm Trey D. Like I always say, if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's 2 Street. For the culture. Ooh, the leader of the culture. Yeah.